Hello, this is Bashar Masad from MKN Group. This short clip is about attended call transfer on Grandstream versus Fanvil phones. Before we go to describe or explain the difference between the two phones, um, basically there are two types of transfers. So when someone calls a phone system, the person who answered the phone, if he or she would like to transfer to another person within the company, there is what we call the blind transfer. That means you hit transfer, you transfer the call, the third person receiving the call will get the person calling from outside immediately without knowing who's that. That's why it's called blind transfer. The attended transfer is when somebody calls in, one person from within the company answered the call, and then he wants to transfer to a third person, but he or she wants to talk to him about who's calling before transferring the call. That's why it's called attended transfer. So let's go this is very quick, simple video. So on a Grandstream phone, here's the 2160. These are to this left here are representing the lines. So line 1, line 2. The 2160 has 6 of them, and these are the buttons that can be used as BLFs. That means this one will show either the status of an extension used for call park, anything. BLF stands for busy lamp transfer. I'm sorry, busy lamp field. So this means let's say this one, the first one is for extension 21. If it's green, you know that extension 21 is available. If it's red, means it's not available. So here, for the sake of this clip, before you want to do a Grandstream attended transfer on a Grandstream phone, before you start, you have to make sure at least for the same SIB or for the same SIB line, there are 2 lines assigned to it. Okay, let me explain a little bit more. That means, let's say this phone represents extension 20. So make sure at least the first line here and the second line here do represent extension 20, because you will need 2 of them at least to do the attended transfer. That's the first requirement. The second one, of course, these are, as I said, the BLFs. Let's say this one represents 21, so you can do the transfer without having a BLF assigned to the extension, but it's really preferred to do it with a BLF button. So let's say this is extension 20 again, line 1, line 2 assigned to extension 20 here. This one represents extension 21. So this phone receives a call, the person answer and say, okay, this is XYZ, I want to speak to John. Okay, so the first thing, you have to place the original call on hold. So you hit the hold button, and with the Grandstream phone, this one here is the hold button. So you press this one, you put the call on hold. Then this first line will turn into red. Then you take the second line, which represents the same extension. You press this key and then call extension 21 by either pressing 21 or press this key. So now we talk to the person and say, somebody wants to talk to you. If he say yes, there will be one soft key here. One of the soft keys will show transfer. You hit the transfer and then go back to the first line that the call came on. From experience, if you're training somebody like your receptionist or attendant to do this, it really takes some practice to do that, because again, put the line on hold, take another line, call the extension, speak to him, then hit transfer and the first line. So I'm not saying it's complicated, but it requires some training. Let's go to the Fanvil phone. So with the Fanvil phone, Before you start again, this is actually the new X4. Very beautiful phone, two color screen. This one instead, if you go back to the Grandstream, you're gonna see here you have to write the names or print them. With the X4, it's just digitally assigned. You can go to the web interface or here from the phone and choose which one is which, and you have actually up to 5 pages, so 6 BLFs times 5, you have 30 buttons that you can program. So when you do this, when you do program, it's really recommended when you assign a button to an extension to assign an attended transfer, because with the Fanvil, when you go to the web interface, it's going to give you an option to assign as attended transfer button. Use that one. You still can use it for making a new call. So if I assign, let's say, this one for attended transfer to extension 21, doesn't mean I only can use it only if I want to transfer the call to 21. I can initiate a call to 21 by pressing this button. Okay, so here, and you can see there is no need to assign 2 lines for the account at all. Very simple. So calls come in, the person answer the call, say, okay, I want to try speak to John, and John is extension 21 here. So without anything, I just, while the person is on the call, I press this one. Again, this should be programmed as attended transfer. You hit this button, John answer. The first caller coming from either inside or outside will be placed on hold by default. Then you talk to John, or you say, hey, somebody wants to talk to you. You said, okay, transfer. One of the keys here, the soft keys, will show transfer or exfer here. You just hit that one. That's it. The call goes through to John. No training required. Very, very straightforward. You don't have to go through, like, putting hold, transfer lines, pressing all that stuff. It's very, very easy to use. If you have any questions, make sure to email us at info@mkn-group.com. Thank you very much and have a good day.